What is going on, everybody? It's Tyler Anderson here from Tyler's Real Fishing and Lucky Tackle Box, and today we're bringing you the rigging, retrieval, and location for how to use the 4-inch Buzz Bug by Mr. Twister Lures. Let's get started. So you guys know here at Lucky Tackle Box, we love talking about the rigging, retrieval, and location, the three most important key aspects of fishing, so that you guys get your box every month and you're not struggling with how to fish each bait in that box. Let's get started with rigging. So the rigging of this bait is pretty simple. I like to rig it on a simple Texas rig for fishing ponds just like this. Texas rig is easy to cast, easy to flip, and easy to swim back in, so it makes sense for a crawl like this with such great action. So the knot that I like to tie is basically just a Palomar knot. There's many knots out there you can tie, but I'll get into in a second why I tie the Palomar. The second thing I add is a 1/16 to an 1/8. You can go higher if you have thicker types of grass and wood, but here I have a 1/16 ounce tungsten weight and a bobber stopper to top it all off with a 4/0 Gamakatsu wide gap hook. So I believe this bait was created for a 3/0 wide gap hook, but I like to put the biggest hook I can fit on every single bait that I use just to get the best hook set possible. So today I'm going with the 4/0. Now for rod and reel combos and line, I like to stick with a flipping setup. So today we're gonna be flipping in shallow trees, reeds, and grass. And so I like to stick with a 7.2 Lew's Magnum grass rod. This is an amazing rod for flipping and pitching small soft plastics and jigs. Then I have a Lew's Custom speed spool. This thing is incredible. The wind grip handles make it super easy to reel these fish out of heavy cover. And then 20-pound fluorocarbon. You can go down to even 12 if you'd like to, but if I'm ever flipping or casting a Texas rig bait, I never go below 15 pounds. So let's get started with retrieval. All right, so as you guys can see by the shadow on my face, the sweat probably glistening off my arms and my body, it's hot. Now you guys up in Minnesota, Michigan, you have ice still on your legs by the time I'm filming this video, but a lot of us down here in Texas, these fish, especially pond fish, are almost always post-spawn at this time of the year. So you're gonna have to move your bait pretty slowly. And so kind of what I do is I flip the bait out there to any sort of grass flat. We're gonna flip some bushes over there here in a few minutes and basically just kind of hop it. All I'm doing is giving it, hop, hop. Maybe an occasional, if you don't have a mud bottom, if you have a rock bottom, I would definitely drag it kind of like this. And so really, you have to present it in the front of those fish's faces in the way that they want it. And my guess, they just got done spawning, they're super tired. And so if you're gonna reel the bait in like this, cast it out there like a fluke, give it some jerks like this, you're probably not gonna catch the majority of fish because they're super tired and they don't wanna expend that much energy. So that's why I employ a flipping pattern to get those fish that have just moved off the beds or moving onto the beds. You can apply this to the pre-spawn as well and catch those fish. Now a lot of you guys have received different colors in your Lucky Tackle Box of this craw, and so luckily I was given a black, like a straight black, not even black and blue, which matches this pond's water clarity perfectly. Today I'm basically fishing in chocolate milk, which means the fish's visibility to eat baits is very, very limited. So it's a good thing I had black and blue so that even a finesse flipping application like this can still catch fish. Here he is. Got him. Oh. Well, as you guys can see, a heavy rod like that really lets you winch the fish up to shore where you are. Not a giant, but we'll take him. So as I was doing there, I was just flipping right up against this kind of, floating grass mats that we have. They're more like snot grass mats is what I like to call them, but they're still grass. And that fish was sitting right up on the edge. Probably too small to spawn, so we can't tell you much about that pattern, but he was a fish nonetheless. Hopefully snag us one of those fish that's guarding fry. It's kind of what they do after they spawn is usually the male, the female occasionally, but usually the male sticks around, guards the newly hatched bass. And these shallow targets like grass lines and bushes are great places for those fish to hang. And got him. Oh, the nice one. Woohoo! Nice, chunky. Oh, man. Y'all, this is why you can't let bass squirm around in the mud. It'll get your face all muddy, but perfect location right next to a piece of grass, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Cool. Yeah! Nice, muddy, grassy mess, but guys, that's where you gotta get. In the grass, in the mud to catch those fish. Let's get started with location. So now that we've caught some fish while talking about retrieval, let's talk about location. So really any good places to throw shallow water craws is around shallow water. Now you can put this thing on a Carolina rig, on a heavier Texas rig and get out to deep water, but most of your ponds, especially from the months of February to even June for some of you northern people, are gonna be fished shallow. That's where all the fish are gonna be, so you should spend most of your time there. So right now we kind of get into the back section of this pond where a lot of shallow brush and wood is. Let's flip this thing around and get started. So as I was talking about location, we have actually moved location to a different corner of the pond with a similar type situation. So it's got shallow grass, really shallow snot, with some reeds as well, some kind of stick up grass. So hopefully these fish are hanging here. You know guys, another tip I can give to you is don't wear flip-flops when you're planning on fishing in some, grassy, muddy, fire ant pile areas. Not a good idea, as I'm doing today, and I'm itching all over the place. So you join LTB to get fishing tips and you get life tips. There's a throwing a bone for you there. Got him, yes! Woohoo! All right, guys. Hopefully that demonstrated location is very crucial in catching these fish. Oh, so sorry about that, guys. The fish jumped out of my hand, but he's in the water, swam up just fine. And as I was saying, you guys gotta get the Mr. Twister craw, it's tongue twister, inside the thickest stuff you can. And as you can see, we're in the bushes right here. There's nothing around but bushes and grass, and I was able to catch fish out of that. So if you guys like these tips, make sure you comment below, subscribe to Lucky Tackle Box's channel and mine as well, Tyler's Real Fishing, and we'll see you guys next time.